So hi, I'm Ben Taylor. I am the laundry category expert at Unilever. So total laundry category is in really good health. So total market is worth 1.4 billion, so it's one of the biggest categories in total grocery. It's growing at about 4%, so including everything, clothes cleaning, clothes enhancing, so all the way through fabric softeners and things like that, so 1.4 billion. Within convenience, it's a bit tougher, so total market is really strong, convenience is declining at quite a hefty rate, so about 20%. There's two main reasons for that, as far as I can see. So the first part is the strength of the multiples, so the grocers, the supermarkets, showing really, really strong growth. Lots of deep deals, lots of broad activity, lots of new promotions, bringing lots of shoppers in, lots of new footfall, and they are buying a lot of laundry in the grocers. And the kick-on for that, essentially, is that if you're buying 50 washes, 100 washes every time you go to the supermarket, you don't need to do as much top-up shopping. So there's an issue in terms of total market and the amount of promotional activity. Shoppers and consumers are moving on a little bit in terms of their choice and the formats they're using, and particularly when I say formats I mean things like powders and liquids and capsules. So we're seeing a lot of people move from powders into things like liquids and capsules, and when you look at a lot of convenience ranges, it tends to be a bit outdated in terms of a lot of powder, a lot of brands that perhaps aren't doing as well anymore. Whereas they should be focusing more on your liquids and capsules formats and some of the big signpost brands. So from a seasonality point of view, consumption in laundry is pretty steady throughout the year. There's very little change in usage, if you like. If you imagine kids still go out and play in the summer, and they'll play as much as they do in the winter, but perhaps not as dirty clothes, but they're still washed as often. The opportunities are more in terms of when people are thinking around the category. So they might use any more, but they're thinking about it more so after Christmas and as you move through spring clean, but also around the back to school time. So when kids start going back to school, parents are buying more clothes, they're having to wash more clothes, and they're thinking about it more. So not necessarily using more throughout the year, but they're engaged with it more. So it's a time to create a little bit of excitement, perhaps a bit of theatre in store, make stuff a bit more visible, because people will just be thinking about that a little bit more, and that's where an opportunity lies promotionally.